The Galactic Empire had conquered thousands of worlds before the name of Earth ever reached their databases. To them, expansion was routine, an unending chain of subjugation in the name of order. When scouts first detected the small blue planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star, they assumed it would be just another easy conquest. From orbit, the Empire's flagship Vorian Crest observed the planet's surface. Green lands, wide oceans, a breathable atmosphere, all indicators of a primitive world. General Atrion, the Empire's commander for the sector, stood on the bridge, his uniform gleaming with golden trim. Around him, officers worked in silence, their screens filled with data streams. "Status of the target planet," Atrion said. "Pre-warp civilization," replied one officer. "No interstellar capability detected. Some orbital debris, possible satellites. Their communication spectrum is cluttered with digital noise but lacks encryption complexity." Atrion smirked. "Another tribal world thinking itself advanced. Prepare a detachment. Let us show them the Empire's mercy." It was standard protocol. They would appear in orbit, broadcast a demand for surrender, and await the inevitable panic. Once the local government submitted, the Empire would install a governor and drain the planet's resources. The same pattern had worked across 100 sectors. There was no reason to expect this world to be different. The Vorian Crest's fleet, a formation of 12 heavy cruisers and 30 support vessels, descended into high orbit. From there, they sent a transmission across all known communication bands. "This world now belongs to the Galactic Empire. Submit your leaders to our authority, or face annihilation." For several moments, there was no response. The crew waited, expecting confusion, perhaps fearful voices begging for mercy. Instead, a quiet message came back on a frequency the Empire rarely used, a band reserved for ancient distress beacons. "This is Earth Defense Command," said a calm voice. "Unidentified vessels, you are trespassing in Sol jurisdiction. You are ordered to withdraw immediately." Atrion laughed. Bold. They must not understand who they speak to. He turned to his officers. "Prepare a low-power strike. Destroy a single city as demonstration. They will learn obedience." The fleet's primary gunship, Valiant Prime, locked its targeting system on a large coastal metropolis. Energy gathered along the ship's spine, pulsing with crimson light. But before it could fire, its systems flickered. The targeting array went offline. The control panel sparked. "Report," Atrion barked. "Unknown interference, General. Our systems are being jammed." "From where?" "From the planet, sir. Their signal strength is enormous. It's overriding our fleet command frequencies." Atrion frowned. "Impossible. They are pre-warp." But the interference intensified. Screens blinked into static. Communication between ships began to fail. Then, without warning, a ripple of light surged from Earth's upper atmosphere. A directed pulse invisible to the eye but devastating to sensors. Across the fleet, hundreds of systems went dark. Shields collapsed. Engines flickered. Atrion watched in disbelief as the icons representing his ships on the tactical map vanished one by one. A new transmission cut through the static. The same calm voice spoke again. "You were warned. This is your final notice. Leave now." Atrion's pride refused to yield. "Deploy drones. Locate the source of that signal." Small recon craft descended toward the planet, passing through the atmosphere. Most never returned. Those that did sent back fragmented images, massive orbital defense platforms hidden in low orbit, cloaked behind clouds of electronic camouflage. Some bore markings in English, United Terran Fleet Command. Atrion's expression hardened. "Impossible. There is no record of such capability." Moments later, a new contact appeared on long-range scans, a single vessel rising from Earth's surface. It moved fast, too fast for atmospheric craft. Its hull shimmered black as obsidian, its form angular and compact. It exited the atmosphere and came to a stop directly between Earth and the Imperial fleet. "Identify that ship," Atrion ordered. "Unknown design. Energy readings are off the scale." "It's charging weapons. Fire first," Atrion snapped. "Destroy it." The Vorian Crest opened fire, releasing a storm of plasma bolts. They streaked across the void, glowing arcs of light that should have torn any known ship apart. Yet the black vessel moved with inhuman precision. It pivoted, its motion sharp and controlled. Every plasma bolt missed, veering off course as if space itself bent around it. Then it returned fire. A single beam of light, thin as a thread, struck one of the Empire's cruisers. In an instant, the ship disintegrated. No explosion, no debris. It was simply gone. Atrion's crew froze. "What kind of weapon is that?" one whispered. Before anyone could answer, the mysterious ship transmitted again. Its voice was human, confident, and unhurried. "This is the UNS Aegis. You have violated Terran space. You are ordered to withdraw or be neutralized." Atrion felt something unfamiliar. Fear. "All ships, form defensive grid," he shouted. "Target that vessel." But the Aegis moved before they could align. Its hull shimmered again, and suddenly there were 3 of them. Then 10, then 50. Each identical, each radiating impossible energy signatures. "They're multiplying," said an officer. "No," Atrion said softly. "Those are projections." Even as he spoke, the Aegis and its ghost fleet opened fire. Precision beams lanced across space, carving through Imperial ships like paper. Explosions filled the darkness, fragments of metal scattering in silent bursts. The Vorian crest shook as shock waves from destroyed allies rippled across its hull. Atrion clenched his fists. "Retreat to the far side of the system. Regroup." They jumped to the edge of Sol, but even there, the terror followed. The Aegis appeared again, no jump signature, no trace of approach. It was simply there. How can it be everywhere? Atrion demanded. No one had an answer. Another transmission came, this time on a private channel meant only for Imperial command ships. "General Atrion," said the same calm voice. "The Empire's conquest ends here. Leave our system. Warn your masters. Humanity is not to be touched." Atrion stared at the empty stars outside his viewport. "You think one ship can frighten the Empire?" The voice paused. "We don't need to frighten you. We only need to show you the truth." At that moment, the Aegis sent a burst of data directly into the Empire's networks. It was not an attack. It was a message. Atrion opened it expecting a threat. Instead, it was a recording, a collection of images, videos, and sensor data. He saw human fleets assembling around dozens of worlds, each armed with technologies the Empire had never seen. He saw colonies hidden in deep space, ships capable of folding gravity, weapons that could erase a moon in one shot, and then at the end of the transmission, he saw something else, a human soldier standing in a hangar, speaking into a camera. "If you come for us, we will fight, not for conquest, not for pride, for survival, and for every world you've enslaved, we will be there too." The message ended. The silence that followed was heavier than any explosion. Atrion's fleet had lost half its strength. The rest were crippled, their systems damaged beyond repair. His officers waited for his order. He looked at the holographic image of Earth, small, blue, quiet. "They should have been nothing," he muttered. "Just another primitive race." Yet deep inside, he knew the truth. Humanity was not primitive. They had hidden their power, waited in silence, watching the stars. And now, when confronted, they revealed themselves with precision and purpose. "Signal all remaining ships," Atrion said at last. "We are withdrawing." The fleet turned away from Sul, their engines flaring as they jumped into the dark. As the last ship vanished from the system, the Aegis powered down its weapons. Within its command deck, Captain Reed watched the fading light of the enemy fleet. Around him, crew members exhaled in quiet relief. "They're gone," said his tactical officer. Reed nodded. "For now." He looked at Earth through the viewport, a calm world unaware of how close it had come to annihilation. "Do you think they'll be back?" the officer asked. Reed's gaze hardened. "They always come back, but next time we'll be ready." On the other side of the galaxy, news of the defeat spread through the Empire like wildfire. Admirals dismissed the reports at first, calling them exaggerations. But sensor logs and wreckage told the truth. A single Terran vessel had destroyed half a fleet and forced the rest to retreat. The Imperial Council met in secret. Some demanded revenge, others urged caution. In the end, the Emperor himself issued a rare decree. "No Imperial vessel shall enter the Sol sector," he said. "By my order, that region is forbidden." Across the galaxy, maps were updated. A red circle appeared around a single system, Sol. Inside that circle, in bold letters, was a single word. Restricted. Centuries passed. The Empire expanded elsewhere, avoiding the quiet blue world. Stories spread among soldiers and traders. Tales of the humans, the unseen warriors of the Forbidden Zone. Some believed they were myth. Others whispered that Earth still watched, ready to strike should the Empire approach again. In time, those whispers became fear. Imperial captains who wandered too close to the Sol boundary reported strange signals, ghost voices repeating the same words again and again. You are trespassing in Sol jurisdiction. You are ordered to withdraw. None ever dared to cross further. Generations later, when the Empire finally fractured under its own weight, historians tried to uncover the truth. They found fragments of old battle logs, damaged records, and half-erased transmissions. One heist. Historian and aged scholar named Aaron studied the files for decades. When he finally decrypted the last surviving data from the Vorian crest, he saw what Atrian had seen, the message from Earth Soldier. Aaron stared at the image for a long time. Humanity's eyes held no arrogance, only resolve, a quiet strength that defied empires. He realized then why the Emperor had ordered the retreat. It was not fear of weapons. It was the understanding that some species cannot be conquered. Aaron closed the file and looked out at the stars. Somewhere far beyond the edge of the galaxy, the descendants of Earth still watched. And if the Empire ever rose again, if any force ever sought to enslave the stars once more, he knew what would happen. They would come, silent, determined, and unstoppable. Because when the Galactic Empire first met humans, they learned a truth the galaxy would never forget. Humanity does not kneel. Humanity endures, and to those who threaten their home there is only one command: flee.